Hi there, I'm Tessa from Tales from Outside the Classroom, and today on Comparison Corner, we're going to take a look at what is the difference between phonological awareness, phonemic awareness, and phonics. So let's dive in. Each of these components are related but different. It's important that we understand these differences so we can best support our beginning and developing readers. So let's take a closer look, beginning with what is phonological awareness. Phonological awareness is the ability to hear and manipulate the sounds of language. As students begin to understand the connection between speech and print, they are able to segment sentences into words and syllables, and finally into phonemes, or the sounds in our language. Phonological awareness is the ability to count the number of words within a sentence in order to write them. Being able to recognize alliteration and rhyming are also two phonological awareness tasks. While students need to be able to break a sentence down into words in order to support them as they are writing, phonemic awareness or phoneme level tasks are much more important for growing our readers. Phonological awareness exists on a continuum, beginning with the largest part of our language, words. It moves down into smaller components. Next are syllables. Clapping the syllables in a word is important as students are beginning to read and spell multi-syllable words. The smallest units of our language, phonemes, is where we truly develop readers and writers. So let's take a look at the next component. What is phonemic awareness and why is it so important? Phonemic awareness is the ability to hear and manipulate the sounds in words. It is the final component of the phonological awareness continuum, but it is the most important component for teaching beginning readers. In the past, valuable classroom instruction time has been invested on phonological awareness level tasks, like rhyming. However, in order to develop readers, we need to focus on the phoneme level. It is important to understand that distinction between phonological and phonemic awareness because it's important that we focus our classroom time on phonemic awareness level skills rather than on larger components. These two terms are not interchangeable. So let's define some key terms that are important in understanding phonemic awareness. Phonemes are the sounds used in language. Phonemic awareness is a sound-based task or skill. There are 44 sounds in the English language, 24 consonant sounds and 20 vowel sounds. They are made up of over 280 different graphemes, and we'll talk more about graphemes in a moment. Phonemic awareness is the ability to manipulate those sounds in language in order to support students beginning reading and writing. Phonemic awareness is critical for students learning phonics skills. Phonemic awareness is the difference between being able to identify the sounds in a word as k, a, t, and being able to blend them into the word cat. Many students develop phonemic awareness through typical word work and phonics practice, but for others, those with mild and severe phonological deficiencies, they are unable to build necessary skills without explicit instruction and intervention. Students with dyslexia, because of their phonological awareness difficulties, have significant difficulties with phonemic awareness, and that is one key component that prevents them from growing as readers as quickly as their peers. These students often struggle with differentiating between sounds, segmenting words in the correct phonemes, or blending those sounds into words. In order to best support our students, those that are struggling readers or those that are developing, we must work on phonemic awareness within our phonics lessons to support their growth. And for those who are deficient in phonemic awareness, we must be sure we are explicitly practicing those skills. Just like phonological awareness, phonemic awareness exists on a continuum. The simplest phonemic awareness skills are identifying the first sound in the word, identifying the final sound in a word, and identifying the medial sound in a word. Typically, these activities are done with 2-sound and 3-sound words. Blending and segmenting those sounds comes next. Often, that practice is done concurrently with identification. especially for our earliest readers. Finally, the most complex phonemic awareness skills are manipulation skills. These are developed through activities like word chains and word ladders, where students are adding, substituting, and deleting sounds in words. These activities are frequently done with letters. However, when we combine letters, that brings us into phonics. So let's take a look at what is phonics. Phonics is the connection of sounds and symbols. It is phoneme grapheme connection that students use to read and write. As mentioned before, there are 44 sounds in the English language. However, there are over 280 different graphemes in English. It is the instruction of those graphemes, connecting those letters and letter combinations to those 44 sounds, that are phonics. It is important that students are working with phonics and phonemic awareness activities with letters right from the start. It is that connection of sounds and symbols that really helps to grow readers quickly and proficiently. In the past, phonemic awareness skills were often practiced without letters. I find with some students, it can be worthwhile to give very brief phonemic awareness only practice if students are not yet proficient with letter sounds. However, research tells us that it is most effective to combine our phonics and phonemic awareness practice. Understanding the difference between phonics and phonemic awareness and the connection between phonemic awareness and phonics can help drive our instruction and help us best support our beginning readers. Have questions about any of these 3 ideas? Leave them in the comments below, and I will try to address them in the comments or in my next video. I also have helpful blog posts on phonemic awareness, phonics, and phonological awareness that you might be interested in. Till next time.